Hi, this is Kate, and I'm with Michelle Smith, who is the NAES Parent of the Year Award winner. Michelle is joining us from San Diego, California. Hello, Michelle, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your family and who's involved with sports.
I have 7 children, and my husband is in the military, and we've been doing sports for about 20 years.
20 years, okay. And what made you want to get your first child involved with sports?
My family was really into sports when I was a kid. My grandpa coached all of our teams, and so it was just kind of natural to put our kids into it once they were old enough.
And then you decided to put your kids in, but you've also been very involved as a parent. What makes you want to be involved like that?
I love the program. I love getting to see kids learn things for the new sports that they've never tried before. I also know it takes a lot of stress off the coaches to have someone kind of help micromanage all the small things so they can just really focus on coaching and being there with the kids.
And you were nominated for the award by the youth sports director at the Navy base. What does it mean to you to be nominated for the award and to be named the National Parent of the Year winner?
I feel so honored. I love Ron to death. He is an amazing man, and I just feel honored that he felt that I fit in that spot for them.
Yes, this isn't the first time Ron's nominated you either. I look back and he's nominated you for a couple years, so he really wanted to make sure that you were in there as a winner, and it's on record now. What would you say as a parent is your favorite memory of your kids being in sports or
Oh
one
gosh.
memory?
I think my favorite memory for my kids, we have a few that are adopted, and other kids that have started, is getting to see them start out super shy, and at the end of the year they're just open and they're part of a team and they're talking, and just getting to see them bloom, I think, is my favorite moment every season.
And I am a relatively new parent. My kids aren't not involved in sports yet. They're little. What is your advice for parents who are just starting out, getting their kids involved with sports? How can they be a positive youth sports parent like you are?
I think the biggest thing first off is just to breathe, because your kids most of the time will not do anything you expect them to do. And just to have fun with it. I think people sometimes forget that it's supposed to be about fun and not being competitive. So I try to tell parents all the time, just let them have fun and do what they're going to do, because they'll get more out of it that way than making it this hardcore lesson that they have to learn right away.
Do you have advice for other recreation leaders throughout the country? A lot of our viewers right now are youth sports administrators, and they're looking for ways to work with parents a little bit better, or maybe even discover parents like you who might be there but haven't stepped up yet to get more involved. What advice do you have for the administrators?
We got really lucky. Ron is amazing, and he really, I think what makes him stand out for me is he takes the time to see what you need. Like with me, I have multiple children, and sometimes you can't be at every game, every practice, because they have different times. And he really works hard to make sure that he puts you in a place where you can. And I think maybe some people forget that families with multiple children need that. They need to be able to be at all their kids' stuff and not just have to pick one. And I think that helps make it move smoother. Um, Talking to the parents and letting them know what their volunteering does for the whole picture and how much it helps. I think a lot of new parents don't know what's expected of them, and so they don't volunteer because they have this fear that it's going to be this huge thing they can't accomplish. And it's really not. It's really easy, just being there to support the coaches and make sure that everything runs smooth for the season.
I think we have to talk about your earrings. You have two two earrings on that say if they're soccer mom earrings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my friend makes earrings, and she has made me a pair for every sport so that I could make sure to show spirit for each different game.
So even your friends know that you should be the parent of the year, right?
They know that I probably put way more time into it than most people. I like to make shirts for all of my parents with their kids' names on it, and I like to make a website so that they know every bit of information they need to have, so they have a backup tool if they're not sure. I do tend to get very involved and excited about things.
That's great. It all runs smoother because of parents like you. Do you have any advice about communicating with coaches, having a good relationship with the volunteer coach?
I think that if you just are open and honest with them from the beginning, you can get a really good rapport. I think for them, having teen parents helps them be able to focus on strictly coaching instead of having to mediate with parents and organize the after the season parties and things like that. And I think that's a really big help, is just kind of taking that load off of their backs.
That's great.
I've been great friends with all of our coaches. I still talk with a lot of coaches even from 10 years ago. So it's nice to have that community and kind of feel like family.
I'm sure the coaches appreciate you just as much as Ron from the Navy base does, and as much as we do at the National Alliance for Youth Sports. So once again, I just want to say congratulations, Michelle, on winning the award. Well deserved.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with Ron Saxenian, Youth Sports and Fitness Director at Naval Base San Diego Metro. Welcome, Ron. How are you doing?
Good, Kate. How are you?
Doing well. We just spoke with Michelle. She was your nominee for the NACE Parent of the Year Award. And I know you've been running youth sports programs in the area for a long time. What makes Michelle stand out to you as a parent? Why did you nominate Michelle?
First of all, Kate, I would like to say I hope everyone out there is safe, and we're looking forward to starting up again. And Michelle Smith has been a wonderful parent volunteer for Navy Base San Diego Youth Sports and Fitness Program. Her efforts exemplifies what we try and accomplish, and that's build a solid foundation circle around the kids. If I can share a couple stories with you regarding Michelle, probably the most interesting story about her is simply observing her during a youth sports practice. We run our youth sports practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays, for example. During youth basketball season, she would have one of her kids practicing, each one of her kids practicing at 5 p.m. time slot. So we're talking about 3 separate teams that she's responsible for. And just watching her in motion, going from the gym to the outdoor courts, you know, back and forth, tells you enough about her commitment, you know, to our program. You know, she's answering parents' questions, making deliveries, providing league info from one practice to another. And it was like a track meet, watching her go back and forth during that 1 hour time frame. So that's amazing. Another fun fact about Michelle is that we have a teen drop-in program that the kids show up once a week and play a sports program. It's like organized pickup games. And of course, Michelle has her teens enrolled in the program. So from time to time, we let some of the adults join in the fun. And we're playing an indoor soccer game. And Michelle was actually the goalie. And I was a bit skeptical in the beginning, but I was just really amazed what she was doing out there. She was making plays, dominating pretty much, directing traffic, and she was really focused. And for some reason, she was playing without her shoes on. So that's just the type of person she is, you know, just kind of laid back. But when it comes to the game time, you know, she wants to have fun and join in with the kids. And I think that's how she inherited her nickname, which is Supermom. It was very amusing, you know, just to see her out there with the kids.
You mentioned in your nomination form that you think that one of her biggest strengths is how she's able to communicate with you and the other parents. How does that help you as a youth sports administrator when you have a lot on your plate, when there's a parent who's willing to step up and help with communication aspect?
I mean, her organization skills are great. She's like a jack of all trades out there. She can do it all. Like on occasion, she fills in for coaches when they're unavailable to make a practice, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And another element, which is pretty cool, is she does things for her parents. Each season, she organizes a social event at her house where the parents actually print shirts for themselves and that they wear to all the practices and the games. And they have a pretty good time doing that. So that's a good icebreaker to start our program off and to get the parents, you know, involved and, you know, accepting, you know, what the program's all about, which is, you know, enjoying the game and have fun. And I think that's another good reason why a sports director would love to have her on board, you know, in their program.
Absolutely. You shared that she is a living tribute to your organization and embodies everything that your organization strives to be as far as a positive parent and keeping things focused on the kids. And we want to thank you for nominating Michelle. I shared your nomination form with her and she told me that she cried and that she loves you. She said, I just love that man. And there's a lot that you do for the community too. You've built a wonderful program. Again, thank you for nominating the Parent of the Year.
Thank you, Kate. It was my pleasure.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye, Ron.
Bye-bye.